What's up, everybody? I did this the first time and I realized I didn't even put the link in my post on Twitter, and I was like, no wonder why nobody joined in. Duh. Anyway, this is my new studio. I don't have the brick wall anymore because I moved, but check this out. I got my signed flag over here by Danny Osvaldo, a couple others. Zayman's in there, De Rossi, maybe Dodo, I think at that point in time. He signed that one. And then Roma Club DC, nice enough to send me that baby there. Joe from since 1927 got me that. It's like a shoe, like the Nike shoe collaboration he did with another designer down there. I've got a picture of New York when it was bad, really bad. And fortunately, it's a little bit bad again. That was like a time when there was a lot of gambling, prostitution, porno shops on, Fifth Ave. And unfortunately, if you walk back up 8th Ave between like 27th and 45th now, it looks a little bit like that, a little bit dirty, not so good. Up there, you got the man, James Gandolfini. Let me introduce you to my wall, the one and only. We miss him. You can see my fan in the reflection of 24 Designs. He did that for me. And then Toki over there, the one that's being removed all the time. So I'm going to keep this under 10 minutes. I want to check out what Belgium's been up to. What have they been doing? Man, honestly, they had a little bit of an easy group. And I'm going to share the screen. Let's take a look at that. Look at that. Full screen this baby. Share screen. And then let's look at what's happening. I'm going to go to Who Scored. I think this is a great little website. Back to our tough game. We'll get back there. But I do want to talk about Belgium first. So let's go back to Euro 2020. Some preliminary information. Belgium is the underdog. Their payout is around 3.31 in most situations. All right, 3.30 now. And Italy's $1.33. So if you put in $1 down, the return would be $1.33 if you were a gambler. I am not a gambler, but many people are. So let's look at Belgium. Hi, Belgium. How easy has it been for you? Pretty easy. 3 goals against Russia, 2 against Denmark, one of which was an own goal. Putting 2 against Finland. Meh. Finland. And then the game against Portugal. Let's jump on in because I don't think anyone wants to listen to me go, the 45th minute against Russia, then Lukaku scored a goal and there was no goal, whatever. It doesn't really matter because we know these are not top 10 teams in the world. But Portugal definitely is. They're an incredible team. I want to start off with highlighting who I thought was the best player for Portugal, who was Renato Sanchez. What an incredible game he had, people. Like strength, balance, plays the smart ball, plays the long ball. Quintessential center midfielder. That's the guy you want. Moutinho, too old. He's burnt out, and you can see it. If they had a little bit of a better midfield, they would have whooped Belgium's butts. I'm telling you. Let's look at that lineup that Belgium put out for all of their 6 total shots compared to 23 for Portugal for this entire match. All right, Courtois, excellent keeper. Vertonghen, Vermaelen, Alderweireld. Are any of these guys below 30? I don't. Obviously not Alderweireld or Vermaelen and Vertonghen. What's the combined age? 32 plus 35 plus 34. These guys are old. Like that's where we got to hit. And I think that Chiesa, even more than Berardi, with his attacking play, is going to be someone who could break these dudes down. Let's bring it back to Thorgan. Yeah, he got a nice goal. Otherwise, kind of like quiet match. However, Belgium's midfield is strong. Axel Witsel, Tielemans, good player. Munir, he's been one of their unspoken players, Munir, for this tournament so far. He's got a few assists. He's been a really important player for them, perhaps even their most important player. Hazard, Eden, likely to be out. De Bruyne, their coach says 50-50. I don't buy it. I think it's a tactic. I think he's going to be like, yeah, they're going to play. So Italy's not getting a little too confident. I don't think that's what he wants right now. Just trying to see who's popping in and see if there's any comments. If you have any comments, feel free. Write them on in. I've got this double screen here, so it's looking a little weird. So back to that game. Whatever. like Belgium didn't really make too many scoring opportunities. Lukaku tripped over the ball quite a few times. And I think that this win for Belgium came more down to Portugal's inability to have a decent manager, to make better player selections, especially in that mid. Dalot, Guerrero, they were okay, they were fine, whatever. Patricio does his stuff. Pepe is always good for one yellow card, especially in the last 10 minutes of the match. And I wasn't impressed. Roberto Martinez, he's a really good coach. I got a lot of respect for him. I didn't see it. I know they've got excellent players. Who's going to come on probably for Hazard and De Bruyne? I'm imagining Mertens on the left and Carrasco on the right. Two really good players. Belgium has depth. They're like this big, yet they have a sack load of excellent quality players. It's unbelievable what they've been producing. Lukaku is the second highest active goal scorer behind guess who? Patrick Schick, highest remaining goal scorer. I think he had about 4. Let's check that out because I wanna get that number, precise number here. All right, Schick 4, Lukaku 3, Benzema, Forsberg, Ronaldo all out, Wijnaldum he's out. Jeez, Lewandowski, and then Sterling, and then Seferovic still in there. He had an excellent game to knock out France. Ooh, how I enjoyed that. Assists, Zuber from Switzerland, 4. Alaba, who we just got out. Isaac, who's a good striker. Isaac's pretty good. And Højbjerg for Denmark. Don't go by who scored's ratings because they are flawed. And I'm going to show you why they are flawed. Back to Belgium's game. Let me get back there for 1 second. We'll go to Lukaku. It's the best way to do that. We'll go to his last match at the bottom here. Why is it flawed? And let's compare Sanchez versus Ronaldo's rating. Ronaldo, 7.5, didn't do much at all. And Sanchez, 6.9. 6.9, he was the best player on the field. This shows you just how flawed that there's not somebody behind who scored's website, like their head editor, doing these ratings like, oh, I think this was a 6.3. No, it's an algorithm. It's based on statistics. So statistics is still a ways behind. Now with Y-Scout and other programs, it's definitely the best it's ever been, but there's still a ways to go, especially for non-professional websites. For the consumer, I'm the consumer, you're the consumer. This is what we have. Sofa's score would be another, and I think Squawka might still be doing a good job. I'm not sure what they're up to. I haven't used them for a while. But yeah, Munir, man, I was checking him out. He's got a bit of a journey to him. He's from Bruges. Excellent movie, In Bruges, if you've ever seen it, with Christ, what's his name? What's his name? The Irish actor. Love him. And then the other guy who plays the guys, it's so hot here. I'm like forgetting names at this point. What is this? I pulled it up. 37.7 Celsius, 100 degrees. I'm steaming up in here. Forgive me for forgetting the name. I want to say Sean Connery. Oh, it's not Sean Connery. What is his name? In Bruges. I'm getting off track, but I must. No, I'm also spelling Bruges wrong. Yes, Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. Yeah, excellent. And Voldemort, Ralph Fiennes, another Harry Potter shout out there. But back to Belgium and Portugal. Yeah, like they just didn't show up. With the amount of talent that they had, they should have whooped Belgium's butt, man. Joao Felix, Bruno Fernandes, like stacked. And for the fact that they couldn't get a nice shot on goal, I think it's just telling more so about the coach than anyone else there, Mr. Fernando Santos. So let's go back to Austria, our match. Chippy, you know what, though? Take nothing away. Austria put in a good performance. Sabitzer, incredible, man. If he played like center mid on my team, I would be really happy. Arnautovic, Leimer, Schläger, Baumgartner, Alaba, Dragovic, good players. Solid players, and they played with a lot of heart, a lot of unity. The way that Italy plays, Italy is extremely talented, and I think for going against Belgium, and this goes against a player I really love, I think we might be playing better against Belgium specifically, with Jorginho, Locatelli, and Barella. I think that's the best three that we could do right now. For vertical play, look at Belgium's back that we did. Alderweireld, Vertonghen, and Vermaelen, right? Or Vertonghen and Alderweireld. They're slow. They're older. They've never been fast. They're not getting any faster. So why not put our most dynamic players with Berardi or Chiesa, probably Chiesa at this point in time, thanks to his goal against Austria, and Insigne, and take these players on one-on-one. And if we can maintain a little bit of possession and vertical play, man, there's such a gap in Belgium between their three and their wingbacks, if you want to call them. They're really part of the five in the midfield. If that's going to be Thorgan, it probably will be Thorgan, and Munir. So how do we manipulate that? Because those are two really good players. Going to be an interesting matchup for sure. But yeah, it hurts me to say that, but I think we are honestly better off without, that's the wrong word, but not as a starter. And I think we can control the match better with Verratti not as a starter, just because our vertical play is so fluid, rather, with Locatelli and Barella and Jorginho getting more of the ball. And that's it. Immobile or Belotti, you can make a case for either. Belotti does a better job. Bring it back to me. Belotti does a better job holding up the ball and providing to his teammates. Immobile is the more proven goal scorer. He's an animal in front of goal, or at least we hope that he is. Sometimes, he misses blunders, and I become irate, and I think that's normal for a Roma fan against a Lazio fan. But you could definitely make a case for either, and either way, I'm happy. Like, if it's Immobile, I'm like, okay, this guy has a hell of a shot. If it's Belotti, I'm like, okay, this guy's strong. He's going to get in front of this aging defense, and then he's going to provide, and then we might actually play better off. I'm reading some comments here from VR. Verratti would excel at Jorginho's role, but you can't sit him. Yeah, you just can't sit Jorginho right now. No way. Because it would change the whole dynamic of our midfield. And it's crazy to like if that's our problem, that's an excellent problem to have, I think, for Italy. I'm thinking back to like the horror days of like 2010, 2012, where we couldn't buy a Regista. And now we've got two of the world's best, which is freaking awesome. I'm not a singer. I don't know why I went soprano on that. Thank you, Tony Soprano, back there, for the influence. Anyway, I don't want to make a prediction. I'm not in that like game of like, oh, it's gonna be Italy 2 and Belgium gets 1. I don't know. Well, I know. I'm in Jersey City, New Jersey, in the United States of America. I'm not with these guys every day. I'm not with Mancini. None of us are. So when we make comments and Mancini should have done this, should have done that, he's with those players all the time. He scouts each and every one of their games, or at least I like to think. Spinazzola has been a beast, Christian. Absolutely, he's been a monster, and his play has just been like so sick. In a group chat I'm in, I think before the tournament started, I was like, nah, he's the best left back in the world. And people were like, nah. Or I think I even said Serie A. They're like, no. I'm like, no, trust me on this. He is. When that boy wants to play, he is on his game. Fun fact about Spinazzola, let me fix my light here a little bit. He met my coworker's best friend and like on vacation, and they ended up going to Spinazzola ended up inviting him to his wedding. So just about the character of Spinazzola there. Really funny, weird story. So yeah, like any way we go, as long as Insigne is there, Berardi or Chiesa, Immobile or Belotti, as long as we're not losing our tactics, we're going to do good. As long as, yes, absolutely, like top 3 left backs in the world, for sure. And when he takes those spaces, he's just so hard, a right-footed left back. He's so hard to defend against. I was saying something about, Mancini he sees these players every day. So our perspective is so much different from his. We can make arguments and feel like we know better, but only if we were in his shoes would we absolutely know everything that he knows. Maybe we would still come to the same conclusions that we come to while, Monday morning quarterbacking, American phrase, quarterbacking, looking at it the day after and saying, oh, he should have done this, he should have done that. We're not with those players all the time. We don't know what works best in setups or drills they do or whatever it is. We can only have a topical, on its face type of interpretation. So, Mancini is the coach, and we have to respect what he does, that it's for the best, that it's for the best for Italy too. And that's just something that fans need to accept. Sometimes we are right. No coach is open to not being criticized. However, the point that I'm just trying to make is that he sees so much more than we could ever hope to. Case in point, like Verratti, one of my favorite players, top 5 favorite active players right now. I've seen him play once, maybe like in the past 2 years, maybe once or twice, right? Once I don't watch French football too. I'm not taking time out of my day to watch PSG versus some, beat some team 5-0. So just coaches, that's their job. Let them do their job. As fans, we just, gotta sit and hope for the best. Guys, I'm hoping Italy shows up. I think we are going to. I will be in Florence on Friday. I should be tweeting and sending out some, live feed, whatever it is, just showing what the viewing parties look like in Florence. It's going to be super hot. I'm thinking too. It's going to be a smoker out there. And then, God willing, if we get to the semifinals, I will be in Florence as well on the 6th. And then, not saying nothing, in the finals, I will be in Rome, the heart, on the 11th. If Italy is there or not, I will be in Rome. So let's just hope and pray. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Click subscribe if you haven't already. You know the drill. I don't want to sound like one of those YouTube people. I do this for fun. I do this, so we can talk about calcio, talk about Roma and the Azzurri. See you soon. Thanks, and leave comments, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Ciao.